setting the stage. The year was 2387. Earth had been a member of the Galactic Council for only 50 years, barely a heartbeat in cosmic terms. The massive council chamber on Station Prime floated in neutral space, a crystalline structure where 1,000 alien races gathered to decide the fate of worlds. Captain James stood before the council, his weathered face calm, despite the fury burning in his chest. Behind him, Ambassador Lisa maintained her diplomatic composure, though her clenched fists betrayed her anger. They represented humanity's last attempt at peaceful resolution. The council leader, a being called VOR from the Dominion race, towered above them on his elevated platform. His 6 eyes looked down at the humans with barely concealed disgust. Around the chamber, representatives from the major powers, the traders, the warriors, and the scholars watched with amusement. "The council has decided," VOR announced, his voice echoing through the translator systems. "Humanity's colonial expansion ends today. You will surrender your 3 newest colonies to the Dominion. Additionally, your species will pay 70% of all resources as tax to the Council for the next 100 years. The chamber filled with clicking sounds, alien laughter. The humans had been taxed at 40% already, the highest rate of any member species. This new demand was designed to cripple them. "This violates the Charter," Lisa spoke firmly. "No species can be taxed beyond 50%. You wrote these laws yourselves. The Charter applies to full members." Another council member, Rex of the Warriors, interrupted. "Humanity is still ... probationary. You barely have faster-than-light travel. You still fight among yourselves. You are children playing at being a spacefaring civilization." Captain James stepped forward. "We've followed every rule, met every requirement. Our colonies are legal, established in unclaimed space that the Dominion now requires." VOR cut him off. "The decision is final. Comply within 10 solar days, or face the consequences." The captain's jaw tightened. "And if we refuse?" The chamber went silent. No species had ever refused a council decree. The punishment was always the same: complete isolation from galactic trade, technology, and protection. For most species, it meant slow death. "Then you will be designated as rogues," VOR said slowly, savoring each word. "Your ships will be banned from council space. Your trade agreements void. Your colonies will have no protection under council law. Any race may claim them." Lisa touched James's arm, a warning to stay calm. But the captain had seen enough. Earth had tried diplomacy for 50 years. They had been patient while other races mocked them, restricted them, and taxed them into poverty. They had endured insult after insult, always hoping to prove themselves worthy. "I need to consult with Earth Command," James said evenly. "We request the standard 3-day consideration period." VOR waved a dismissive tentacle. "Granted. But know this: human, your species, exists at the Council's pleasure. You would do well to remember that you are prey animals who learn to use tools. Nothing more." As the humans left the chamber, they could hear the aliens laughing. The traders were already making bets on how quickly humanity would surrender. The warriors boasted about which colonies they would claim first. The scholars discussed how to divide Earth's historical artifacts among the museums. None of them noticed the cold determination in Captain James's eyes. None of them saw the slight smile on Ambassador Lisa's face as she sent an encrypted message to Earth. Phase 3 confirmed. They took the bait. Back in the human quarters, James looked at his team. 50 years of insults. 50 years of patience. "They think we're weak because we chose peace." Lisa nodded. "They never studied our history. Never understood why we tried so hard to avoid conflict." "Sir," Lieutenant Tom reported from his console, "Earth Command confirms. All fleets are in position. Project Reminder is ready." James stared at the stars through the viewport. Humanity hadn't wanted this. They had genuinely tried to be peaceful members of the galactic community. But the Council had pushed and pushed and pushed. "Send the final message to Earth," James ordered. "Tell them the Council has made their choice." The galaxy thought humans were weak prey animals. They were about to learn why Earth's predators fear humans. Why humanity had become the apex species on a death world. And why, throughout human history, those who pushed peaceful humans too far had always regretted it. The trembling would begin soon. Asterisk. Earth's response 3 days passed in tense silence. The Council members went about their business, confident in humanity's inevitable surrender. The Dominion had already begun moving their fleet toward human colonies, eager to claim their new territories. The warriors sharpened their blades, hoping the humans might resist just enough to make the conquest entertaining. On Earth, Grand Admiral Roberts stood in the Strategic Command Center, deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. The room hummed with activity as hundreds of officers coordinated humanity's response. Screens displayed the positions of every human ship, both the ones the Council knew about and the ones they didn't. Status report. Roberts commanded. General Kim responded without looking up from her tactical display. "All ghost fleets are in position, sir. 2,000 ships the Council never detected, hiding in dark space. Our AI systems have finished analyzing 50 years of Council technology. We can break their shields now." Roberts nodded. The Council had made a critical error. They had forced humanity to pay taxes in technology and resources, never realizing that humans had been reverse engineering everything. Every piece of alien technology had been studied, improved, and integrated into human designs. "What about Project Reminder?" Roberts asked. Dr. Smith, the lead scientist, pulled up a hologram. "Ready, Admiral." Turns out, when you combine human creativity with alien technology, you get weapons the galaxy has never imagined. The Council thinks in straight lines. We think in possibilities. The Admiral turned to President Walker, who had been silent until now. "Madam President, final authorization?" Walker stood, her face grim. "For 50 years, we've documented every violation, every insult, every broken promise. The Council claims to maintain peace, but they're nothing but bullies who prey on younger races. How many species have they destroyed? How many civilizations crushed under their taxes?" She paused, looking at the assembled leadership of humanity. "We didn't come to the stars to be slaves. Admiral Roberts, you have full authorization. Show them why humanity united after the Third World War. Show them what we're capable of when pushed too far." Roberts turned to his communications officer. "Send the message." Across the galaxy, every Council member received the same transmission simultaneously. Ambassador Lisa appeared on their screens. Standing in the Council chamber itself, she had never left. "Members of the Galactic Council," she began, her voice carrying a weight that made even the warriors pause. "Humanity formally rejects your demands. Furthermore, we charge the Council with systematic oppression, violation of your own charter, and crimes against 17 younger species who no longer exist because of your actions." VO's image appeared, his 6 eyes blazing with rage. "You dare." "I'm not finished," Lisa cut him off, an unthinkable breach of protocol. "You call us prey animals. You forgot that on Earth, the most dangerous predators aren't the ones with the biggest teeth or claws. They're the ones who learn to think, to plan, to work together. You want to know what makes humanity special?" She smiled, and something in that expression made Var step back. "We're the species that turned splitting atoms into weapons. We're the ones who looked at space and environment that kills anything that breathes and decided to go there anyway. We fought wars so terrible that we united our entire planet just to make sure they never happened again. And then you came along and mistook our choice for peace as weakness." The lights in the Council chamber suddenly dimmed. Emergency alarms began blaring across Station Prime. "What you're experiencing now," Lisa continued calmly, "is your station's power grid being rewritten by our AI. Don't worry, life support will remain functional. We're not monsters. But your weapons, your shields, your engines, those are ours now." Across the galaxy, the same scene played out on every Council military vessel. Human computer viruses, 50 years in the making, activated simultaneously. The great fleets that had terrorized the galaxy for millennia found themselves powerless. "Impossible!" VOR screamed. "Our systems are unhackable." "By your standards, yes," Lisa agreed. "But humans wrote the book on cyber warfare. We invented computers, then immediately figured out how to break them. Your security is based on technology. Ours is based on paranoia and creativity." She gestured, and a hologram appeared showing the true human fleet 10 times larger than what the Council had believed. Ships emerged from asteroid fields, from gas giant atmospheres, from the dark space between stars. "You have 1 hour to discuss our counterproposal," Lisa announced. "Complete reformation of the Council. Equal representation for all species. Tax rates capped at 10% for everyone. And reparations paid to the families of the 17 destroyed species. Or," VO demanded, though his voice shook. Lisa's smile widened. "Or we show you what humanity does to tyrants. Your choice. Asterisk, asterisk." Humanity unleashed. The Council's response came in 59 minutes, not surrender, but defiance. VOR appeared on every screen, his 6 eyes burning with rage and disbelief. "The Council does not negotiate with lesser species," he declared. "All member races are ordered to eliminate humanity. 1 billion credits reward for every human colony destroyed." Admiral Roberts watched the message from Earth's command center. He turned to his staff, his expression calm. "They've made their choice. Execute Operation Tremor." Across the galaxy, humanity's true nature revealed itself. Near the Dominion homeworld, space itself seemed to ripple. Captain Marcus stood on the bridge of the HSS Vengeance, one of humanity's secret dreadnoughts. "Fire the gravity lance," he ordered. The weapon was purely human in concept, while other races used energy beams or projectiles. Humans had weaponized physics itself. The gravity lance created a focused gravitational anomaly, crushing anything in its path. 3 Dominion battle cruisers, each the size of a city, crumpled like paper before they could raise shields. "Sir, the Dominion is hailing us," the communications officer reported. "Ignore them. Target their military stations. Leave the civilian structures untouched. We're making a point, not committing genocide." Meanwhile, in warrior space, General Foster commanded a different kind of assault. The warriors prided themselves on honor and single combat. They were about to learn that humans had different ideas about warfare. "Deploy the nanoswarm," Foster ordered. Clouds of microscopic robots, each no bigger than a dust particle, spread across the warrior fleet. Within minutes, their proud warships began dissolving. The nanobots consumed only weapons and engines, leaving life support intact. Warriors who had boasted about conquering human colonies now floated helplessly in disarmed shells. The warriors' chief, Rex, sent a desperate message. "This is without honor. Face us in true combat." Foster appeared on his screen. "Honor? You were planning to attack our colonies filled with families, children. Where was honor then? Humans learned long ago there's no honor in war, only victory or defeat. But the most devastating blow came at Station Prime itself. Ambassador Lisa had remained in the Council chamber, protected by a personal shield generator that no Council weapon could penetrate. She stood calmly as VOR and other Council leaders tried desperately to regain control. "You're witnessing human military doctrine," she explained, almost conversationally. "We call it shock and awe. The goal isn't just to win, It's to win so completely that no one ever tries to fight us again. A new hologram appeared, showing the trader worlds. The traders had built their entire civilization on commerce, their massive cargo ships carrying goods across the galaxy. Now, those ships sat motionless, their navigation systems scrambled by human viruses. We haven't destroyed them, Lisa noted. We could have easily, but we're demonstrating restraint. Every ship will be released once the Council agrees to our terms. Vior's tentacles writhed in fury. You cannot maintain this. The combined might of 1,000 races. 1,000 races who have been oppressed by you for centuries. Lisa interrupted. Tell me, Vor, how many of them are truly loyal? How many are simply afraid? As if on cue, messages began flooding in from the minor Council races species that had been taxed and bullied for generations. They declared neutrality, some even offering support to humanity. Dr. Smith's voice came through the command center speakers. Admiral, Project Reminder is ready for Phase 2. Roberts nodded. Execute. In deep space, far from any inhabited system, humanity demonstrated their most terrifying creation. A single human ship released a device no bigger than a shuttle. It activated, and a actual star flickered and died, collapsed into a controlled black hole that lasted exactly 10 seconds before evaporating. The message was clear. Humans had learned to kill stars. The scholar race, who prided themselves on scientific knowledge, sent an immediate message. This is impossible. The energy requirements alone, humans split the atom in 1945, came the reply from Earth's Science Division. We went from that to landing on our moon in 24 years. You've had faster-than-light travel for 10,000 years and never thought to weaponize quantum mechanics? We did it in 50. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as humanity systematically dismantled everything. The Council thought they knew about warfare. No massive invasions, no brutal massacres, just calculated, precise demonstrations of power that left no doubt about the outcome if the conflict continued. Captain James, still at Station Prime, received a message from Earth. He turned to Lisa. Phase 3 is complete. Every Council military asset has been neutralized. 0 casualties on our side. Minimal casualties on theirs, mostly from panic and accidents. Lisa nodded and faced. VOR, you have 1 hour to accept our terms. Or we demonstrate what those star killers can do to inhabited systems. Asterisk, the galaxy trembles. Council chamber had never been so quiet. Representatives from 1,000 races sat in stunned silence, processing what they had witnessed. In less than 6 hours, humanity had neutralized the combined military might of the galaxy's greatest powers without destroying a single planet or committing genocide. VOR stood at his podium, his 6 eyes dim with defeat. His tentacles, usually writhing with authority, hung limp. Around him, the other major Council leaders looked equally broken. Rex of the Warriors sat in silence, his 4 arms crossed in a gesture of surrender. The Trade Master had already begun calculating the economic implications of human dominance. How? Vor finally asked, his voice barely a whisper through the translators. You were primitive. You could barely achieve faster-than-light travel. Ambassador Lisa stood in the center of the chamber, her posture relaxed but commanding. That's your first mistake-assuming technological advancement follows a single path. You developed FTL travel through physics. We developed it through desperation and imagination. You see technology as a ladder to climb. We see it as a tree with countless branches to explore. She gestured, and holograms filled the chamber images from Earth's history. This is Hiroshima, 1945. We split the atom and immediately used it as a weapon. This is the Cold War. We built enough nuclear weapons to destroy our planet 100 times over, then pointed them at each other for 50 years. This is our Third World War. we came within minutes of extinction. The images shifted to show humanity's recovery. And then we learned. We united not because we're naturally peaceful, but because we realized what we're capable of when we fight. We came to the stars, hoping to leave that part of us behind. You wouldn't let us. General Kim's voice came through from Earth Command. Ambassador, we're detecting movement in Sector 7. Lisa smiled. Ah, that would be the Forgotten. New ships appeared on the displays, not human vessels, but ships from races long thought extinct. 17 species that the Council had declared failed civilizations emerged from hidden colonies in dark space. For 30 years, Lisa explained, humanity has been secretly evacuating and protecting species targeted by the Council's expansion policies. We gave them sanctuary, shared our technology, helped them rebuild. They're not extinct, they're angry. A figure materialized in the chamber, a hologram of Leader Tan from the rescued coalition. The Council told the galaxy we were destroyed for refusing to pay impossible taxes. Humanity found our survivors and gave us hope. We stand with Earth. VO's composure finally shattered. This is conspiracy. Rebellion. This is justice, Lisa corrected. For 50 years, you've used the same playbook: demand impossible payments. Declare species rogue when they can't pay, then divide their resources among the major powers. It ends today. She pulled up legal documents, thousands of them. Every violation of your own charter, documented. Every species destroyed, recorded. Every resource stolen, cataloged. By Council law, your own law, these crimes demand restitution. Scholar representatives spoke for the first time. The Council cannot be tried. We are the law. Were, Lisa corrected. Past tense. As of now, humanity withdraws from the Council and establishes the Galactic Alliance. Any species that wants to join with equal representation, fair taxes, and mutual defense is welcome. Within minutes, 300 minor races declared their intention to join. Then 500. Then 700. The Council was hemorrhaging members. Wrecks of the warriors suddenly stood. The warrior clans. We accept humanity's terms. We were wrong. You fight without honor, but you win with mercy. That is, wisdom we lack. One by one, other major powers began to capitulate. The traders, ever practical, had already run the numbers. Cooperation with humanity would be far more profitable than conflict. The scholars were desperate to learn human technology. Only VOR remained defiant. The Dominion will never. He was cut off by his own second-in-command. Leader VOR, the Dominion Parliament has voted. We accept humanity's terms. You are relieved of command. Admiral Roberts spoke from Earth. To all Council races, humanity offers you a choice. Join the new alliance as equals, or remain in isolation. We will not conquer. We will not destroy. But neither will we trade with, protect, or acknowledge governments that choose tyranny. The human fleet began to pull back, but their message was clear. They could return at any moment. The weapons that killed stars remained ready. The AI that had infiltrated every system stayed dormant, but present. Lisa looked around the chamber one last time. Humanity wanted peace. We still do. But peace with justice, not subjugation. The galaxy trembles not because we're conquerors, but because we're liberators. And we're just getting started. Asterisk, aftermath, and new beginnings. 6 months had passed since the day the galaxy learned to fear humanity. The Council Station had been renamed Unity Station, and the chamber that once hosted the oppressive Council now served as the meeting place for the Galactic Alliance. Where once 1,000 races had been divided into rulers and subjects, now 1,500 species sat as equals. Admiral Roberts stood on the observation deck of the HSS Renaissance, watching as ships from dozens of races worked together on humanity's greatest project yet. Where the Council had used technology to dominate, humans were sharing it freely with Alliance members. Status report, he requested from Captain Marcus, who had been promoted to Fleet Coordinator. The uplift program is ahead of schedule, sir. The former tribute races are adapting to human tech faster than expected. The 7 systems that were completely drained by Council taxes are showing economic recovery. And, sir, the Dominion just submitted their application for full Alliance membership. Roberts smiled. The Dominion, once the most oppressive force in the galaxy, had undergone a complete reformation. VOR had been exiled to a prison colony, a comfortable one, as humans didn't believe in cruel punishment, just isolation from power. On Earth, President Walker met with the Alliance Council. The circular table had no head position. Everyone sat as equals. The representative from the rescued coalition, Leader Terran, was speaking. The human healing centers have restored our population to pre-Council numbers. We wish to contribute our biotechnology to the Alliance medical program. Walker nodded. That's the point of the Alliance. Everyone contributes what they're best at. The warriors provide security training, the traders handle logistics, the scholars maintain the knowledge databases. And humanity ... Humanity provides the reminder. Rex of the warriors finished, with what passed for a smile on his reptilian features. The reminder of what happens when power goes unchecked. Ambassador Lisa, now serving as Director of Interspecies Relations, entered with a report. The last holdout systems have agreed to trade agreements. The galaxy is more connected now than it ever was under the Council. And we've received an interesting message. She displayed a transmission. From beyond the galaxy's edge, other galaxies had been watching. They had seen the Council's fall and humanity's rise. They wanted to establish contact with the Alliance, not as conquerors or subjects, but as potential partners. They're afraid of us, noted the scholar representative. Good, Lisa replied. Fear keeps everyone honest. But we'll show them what the Council never understood: strength doesn't require oppression. In the research stations, human and alien scientists worked side by side. Dr. Smith led a team developing medical technology that combined human innovation with alien knowledge. Diseases that had plagued some races for millennia were being cured. Aging was being slowed. Quality of life improved across all species. The Council hoarded knowledge, Smith explained to his mixed species team. They kept races weak by denying them advancement. We're doing the opposite. When everyone is strong, everyone is safe. The military structure had also transformed. Instead of each race maintaining separate fleets for protection against each other, the Alliance Defense Force combined technologies and tactics from all members. Human creativity, warrior discipline, trader logistics, and scholar analysis created a force that no external threat could challenge. Captain James, now promoted to Defense Coordinator, addressed the first graduating class of the Integrated Academy. You're not just soldiers of your own species anymore. You're guardians of the Alliance. Your oath is to protect all members equally, to ensure that never again will the strong prey upon the weak. But perhaps the most significant change was in how conflicts were resolved. Where the Council had imposed its will, the Alliance mediated. Where the Council had taken, the Alliance traded. Where the Council had destroyed, the Alliance rebuilt. On the anniversary of humanity's stand, a monument was unveiled at Unity Station. It wasn't a statue of victory or a display of human might. It was a simple plague with words from Earth's history. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. VOR, watching from his prison colony, sent a message to Lisa. I understand now. We thought power meant taking. You showed us power means choosing not to take when you could. The galaxy trembles not at your weapons, but at your restraint. Lisa read the message and smiled. The old human saying was true: speak softly and carry a big stick. The Council had forced humanity to show its stick. Now, in the peace that followed, they could speak softly again. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity had proven they could destroy anyone who threatened them. But more importantly, they had proven they would rather build than destroy, rather unite than conquer, rather uplift than oppress. The stars no longer trembled in fear. They shimmered with possibility. The end asterisk